Democratic candidate Joe Biden has won the U.S. presidential election.
The Trump campaign says the election is not over and is vowing to fight on with legal challenges to the vote count.
Hello, my fellow Americans.
There's tremendous corruption and fraud going on.
A mix of feelings today that brought protests and celebrations.
What the president needs to do is, frankly, put his big boy pants on. He needs to acknowledge the fact that he lost, and he needs to congratulate the winner.
In Detroit, many people took to the streets to celebrate. In Lansing, Trump supporters took their protest to the Capitol building.
There is simply no evidence that anybody has shown me or anyone else I'm aware of any kind of widespread corruption or fraud.
Legal proceedings are just now beginning. One aide telling CBS News the end is near.
I'm just hopeful that everybody stays calm in the country and waits to see how that transpires.
After 4 long, tense days, we've reached a historic moment in this election.
CNN became the first U.S. network at 11:23 a.m. to call the 2020 election. The other networks quickly followed.
Okay, we have an announcement to make. Joe Biden is president-elect.
The Fox News decision desk can now project that former Vice President Joe Biden will win Pennsylvania and Nevada, putting him over the 270 electoral votes he needs to become the 46th president of the United States.
We did it, Joe. You're going to be the next president of the United States.
It's over. Joe Biden will be the 46th president of the United States of America. It is time, he says, to unite and to heal.
But Americans celebrating across the country felt they had been given exactly that, a vote count that's delivered a result in the 2020 election, and Joe Biden as their new president-elect.
The mood is somber inside the White House, with one aide telling CBS News the end feels near.
This is a case where they're trying to steal an election. They're trying to rig an election.
Amid concerns the president won't go quietly.
It is out of his grasp. He will fight to try to get it back. He cannot. It appears the writing is on the wall.
We abide by the rule of law, and so will this president.
Even the Supreme Court won't be able to help.
And to know that Donald Trump is out is amazing.
I felt insidious fraud going on. I felt that we were kept away from doing our civil duty.
And many people, yes, indeed, have heard the news, the projection of Joe Biden as the next president, and they frankly just don't believe it. They believe that there has been widespread fraud.
Come on, don't be ridiculous. Networks don't get to decide elections. Courts do.
It's still your presidency!
And I'm quoting here that this election is not over. Now, why are they saying that?
Everybody on both parties should be upset about. This is horrible. We're being restricted. We're being restrained.
Well, I mean, he has until Inauguration Day anyway, so you can't expect that the president is going to roll over right now and concede.
Hey guys, PayDroV here. So something I want to point out real quick. From when Trump supposedly fired Defense Secretary Mark Esper on Monday, and that he was appointing Christopher C. Miller, who was the director of the National Counterterrorism Center. Okay, if you didn't know, Mark Esper was in charge of the Operation Warp Speed.
Is that Mark Esper is also at the very, very top, one of the people running Operation Warp Speed.
everything with the vaccines and delivering them, etc.
It's Operation Warp Speed, of course, deals with the vaccine candidates, the developments, bringing some companies in, though even Pfizer sort of laid out, at least where they got to up until this point, on their own, but also the distribution of a vaccine, whenever that's approved by the FDA, whenever that's able to be distributed. Operation Warp Speed is who oversees part of that effort.
And now they have someone who is working on counterterrorism to now lead Operation Warp Speed. Think about that.
Yeah, Brianna, the president just let us know by Twitter that he has terminated Mark Esper and is instead going to put an acting defense secretary in his place. That's the director of the National Counterterrorism Center that's going to be serving in that position. And this is a role that Esper likely would have only had for about 2 more months.
This ties into a few things that I didn't even think were connected, but now it's all making sense. Remember the video I did about the victory speech of Biden and the opening song and how they're focusing on terrorism from the lyrics?
I think the whole world's addicted to the drama, only attracted to things that bring the trauma. Overseas, yeah, we trying to stop terrorism, but we still got terrorists here living in the USA, the KKK. I can't believe they still hating blacks today.
This is their manifestation of what is to come. And remember when Trump kept saying that Biden wins, all this terrorism is coming.
Feel all this death.
Jean, it was just a dream.
Under the Biden plan, the horrifying attacks in France will come to our cities and our towns. And I don't want to speak too loudly about this, and I knock on wood. This is real wood, you know?
So someone who studies counterterrorism will now lead Operation Warp Speed, which will deliver the vaccines and so on.
And we can expect, we're told by White House officials, there will likely be more of this action to come in the coming weeks.
Are they going to start targeting individuals, those who refuse or question their vaccine, let alone their Operation Warp Speed agenda? Are they going to now view us as terrorists? In some cases, they already do. Even the FBI hinged that conspiracy theorists are a homegrown threat. Just look at the Patriot Act. And so much evidence that they are targeting individuals. We are going to see false flag attacks everywhere. You're going to see people getting set up by their government.
14 men accused of being homegrown terrorists. The ugly vitriol around the national fight over economic freedoms versus government lockdowns allegedly coming to life. The 7 men shown have pled not guilty.
More now on that chilling plot to kidnap and kill Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
The FBI releases disturbing new details.
Hatred, bigotry, and violence have no place in the great state of Michigan. Those forceful words from Governor Whitmer.
What about the governor of Michigan who had this plot that people were going to, I think...
I don't know anything about the plot, but I can tell you this.
I'm telling you about
it was our Justice Department that is the one that's helping her. My Justice Department, if you call it that. It was our Justice Department that's helping her. And, you know, people aren't they're not liking her so much because she's got everybody locked down.
And remember when I highlighted that clip when Kamala said during the Pence debate, they are coming for you.
They're coming for you. If you love someone who has a pre-existing condition, they're coming for you. If you are under the age of 26 on your parents' coverage, they're coming for you.
Senator Harris, thank you.
And we are all seeing this now, guys.
A concerning situation outside of the Pennsylvania Convention Center as police take 2 heavily armed men into police custody. Eyewitness News was there as officers put one of the men in the back of a police vehicle there.
On November 5th, 2020, the FBI in Norfolk, Virginia received a tip stating that individuals were en route from Virginia Beach to Philadelphia in a silver Hummer truck and were in possession of weapons and ammunition.
So be ready for anything and everything because it's getting serious, so be prepared.
This election is not over. Far from it.
Here at Bakersfield Police Headquarters, they tell us they're preparing for any possible scenario tonight, just like the confrontation Sunday night between Biden supporters and Trump supporters. That's when things came to a head between the two groups, though they've been known to clash over the past several months.
So the day that the military delivers the vaccines, they're calling it D-Day. If you don't know what D-Day is, it was the largest invasion in history in World War II.
This whiteboard is one possible scenario. The all-important approval by the Food and Drug Administration of a vaccine developed by Pfizer, followed by approval of another from Moderna.
What is D-Day?
the day that we deliver the first round of vaccine for Pfizer.
That's when it would start to get complicated because if approved, the Pfizer vaccine will require patients to receive 2 separate shots 21 days apart.
We know it's a 2-dose vaccine, so we want to ensure that we can manage the delivery of the first dose and ensure the delivery of the second dose while we simultaneously integrate new rounds of doses being delivered to the American people.
Now, why would they call it D-Day, and what is this subliminal for? Well, it looks like it's an invasion.
What is D-Day? The day that we deliver the first round of vaccine.
What is D-Day?
The day that we deliver the first round of vaccine.
And with that all being said, have faith, remain vigilant, and God bless you all.
The governor of Utah, Gary Herbert, declared a new state of emergency to battle a surge in COVID-19 cases.
What I have shared with you this evening is not a shutdown of our society or our economy. We must work together to keep infections low until a vaccine is available.
I was told to have available a vaccine for all of Americans.
But we would be giving vaccine to people very likely before the end of this year. That is good news.
My goal, tens of millions in December, hopefully, and we expand into hundreds of millions January, February, March.
Under my plan, we will deliver a safe vaccine to the American people in just a matter of weeks, and it will be something that will be very, very special.
As a vaccine, it's more than 90% effective, which is extraordinary and will play a major role in what the outcome of this is going to be.
We have the vaccine, it's going to come. But even without it, we're rounding the turn. Seniors will be first in line to get it.
President-elect Biden is making fighting coronavirus his first order of business. Today, he made a direct appeal to Americans to wear masks.
We're still facing a very dark winter.
There will be no school, no graduations, no weddings, no Thanksgiving, no Christmas, no 4th of July, no Easter, no nothing. There will be no future for America's youth.
And warned of a very dark winter ahead while the vaccine approval process plays out.
Help is on the way with the vaccine. We need to hang on, double down, do the kind of public health issues that we spoke about, the washing of hands, the wearing of masks, the physical distancing.
It doesn't matter your party, your point of view. We could save tens of thousands of lives if everyone would just wear a mask for the next few months.
Our vaccine will eradicate the virus and the pandemic, and it will end. Quickly restore normal life. That's what we want, is normal life. Take us back 7 months. Normal life, record-setting everything in a normal life.